Hello, everybody. It's nice to see all of you here. I'm very grateful to be here today. My name is Laura Poskitt, as Dr. Carson mentioned. I work as a pediatrician at the Clinic for Special Children. And just looking out at each and every one of you, I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude for you supporting the work that the clinic does every day. You are the reason we're able to do what we do at the clinic. Your generosity allows us to care for many children and adults with genetic and medically complex needs. I'd like to share just one way that the clinic has been working to help this community. For those of you who are really familiar with the clinic, some of this might be a review and a reminder, but for others of you, this might be something new. Typically, if we know in the medical community about a presence of a disease in an individual earlier in the disease course, it makes sense. We can treat it better. For example, in the heartbreaking event that a loved one is diagnosed with cancer, families often want to know if the cancer has spread to other parts of the body. We hope for no spread. That allows us to treat just one area instead of needing extra medications and more harsh treatment for multiple parts of the body. We often think of earlier diagnosis meaning a high likelihood of remission and less treatment side effects. The same logic applies to genetic illnesses. In certain genetic conditions, time matters so much. Hours and days matter. In these cases, the medical community offers something called state newborn screening. Some might call this the PKU test, the heel prick test, or the blood spot test. Many of you are familiar with this because almost every baby gets this in the state of Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, we check for over 35 diseases right from birth. These diseases were picked because treatments are available to change the outcome of those diseases. This blood spot test is collected around 24 hours of life by a doctor or a midwife. Results are available around 1 week of age, which is pretty early. This testing has revolutionized the way we take care of babies. In some cases, we're able to start a life-saving medicine within a week of birth, instead of waiting weeks and months for symptoms to show up, and those symptoms may already have been causing permanent health changes for that baby. At the clinic, we're trying to improve that timing. The clinic has spent over 30 years working to understand genetic information that runs in the Plain community. This information helps the Plain community care for special children and adults, but we also share this information with the medical community at large and around the world to help many others in need. In 2019, we began offering something called the Plain Insight Panel. The Plain Insight Panel is a genetic test that offers a way for expecting parents to check before a baby's even born if they are both carriers for any genetic disease that they could pass along to their children. If parents have a match between them, they have the option to collect umbilical cord blood right at the moment of a baby's birth and send this testing to the clinic. This test result is often available in less than a day due to the extraordinary efforts of our on-site genetic laboratory staff. With this result, we are able to start life-saving treatment within hours of a baby's birth. This decreases the amount of time each precious baby lives without a needed treatment. One of these diseases on the state newborn screening is something called biotinidase deficiency. Babies with biotinidase deficiency are missing an important enzyme that processes vitamin B7, also called biotin. Without this enzyme, they cannot use the vitamin, and this vitamin, biotin, is a key nutrient for the brain. As early as 1 week old, babies with biotinidase deficiency develop low muscle tone and seizures, eventually developing hearing loss and vision loss. But with a specialized biotin supplement, every symptom can be completely avoided if you just know that the baby has the disease. CSC recently met a young couple expecting a child. They wanted the plain insight panel testing that they had heard about through their midwife. We found through the results that they had a 1 in 4 chance of having a baby with biotinidase deficiency. We made sure they already had a specialized biotin supplement at home waiting for the baby to be born. Their baby was born, and the midwife dropped off a blood sample at the clinic right away. Because we knew exactly what to look for already, within hours we had the result. The baby did have biotinidase deficiency, but they had already at that point received their first dose of biotin. This baby is already past 2 years old. Andrew is growing and developing wonderfully without any symptoms, thanks to this specialized form of biotin given immediately at birth. I often take for granted many of the innovative solutions the clinic has championed over the years. I have the privilege to be a part of something truly amazing. The Plain Insight panel and rapid newborn testing is just one example of the many ways the clinic has been able to see a space where the medical community can do better. We do our best to find a unique and creative solution to fill that gap. Over the past few years, I have watched so much hardship and so much division in the world at large, as I'm sure you all have seen as well. You read the newspaper or you watch the news, and at times it can feel bleak. However, these world events have put into stark relief the beauty of some people, including everyone here today, who act together to bring a relief to suffering, who act together to bring unity. I feel that CSC is part of this movement, a place where I can feel the humanity and the compassion that I believe this world needs. A place where we are pushing the boundaries of what can be done and looking into the future of life-saving genetic technologies. A place where the goal is improving the quality of life for so many who have health challenges. Every one of you is giving sacrificially to keep that vision alive. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your commitment in past years. You allow us to continue dreaming how we might improve what we do now, that we can keep our promise to you as we walk alongside families going through the unimaginable, and we try to envision a better tomorrow.